out to the ball game.
Good morning.
Take me out to the ground.
Welcome. Take me out to the ball game today as we get you running on a Monday with some news, sports headlines for already it's August 2nd. So awesome that it's August. Why? It means it's closer to September, which means we'll be in football season, baby. That means we're even closer to October, which October to me is the greatest month of the year. Major League Baseball playoffs, football's in full swing, and your college football has gotten all the cupcakes out of the way, and you're in your conference play. So that to me is the best time of the year. And then, of course, who doesn't love Halloween, right? All right, let's go ahead and get into the news and notes of the day. We'll start with the Olympics. The United States women's national team, bye-bye. They're gone. They get dumped by Canada in the semifinals. So they will play for a bronze, but they are out of the gold running. An upset, but considering all of the protesting that they have done against the American flag while playing for the American U.S. Olympic team, I don't know if that many people are going to be upset by it. So I don't think that's going to affect much of anything when you talk about ratings. It's the brutal truth, but when you run people off, that's what happens. Okay, we'll move on from that, and we get into the medals. And right now, the United States is still looking pretty, as we've got about 5 or 6 days left in the Summer Olympics, and the United States has still a lead, but it's not the commanding lead that they had just a few days ago. 61 total medals over China's 59. And Russia, or the Russian Olympic Committee, they have 48 with all their steroids. So the one thing that you can say about China over the United States, China has 28 golds to the United States 21. So we're going to have to win the overall medal, because I don't think we're going to catch them in golds. China has been on a run here recently. All right. The next big topic of the day. If you missed this over the weekend, there's a scandal in the National Hockey League, and it's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. Gentleman by the name of Evander Kane for the San Jose Sharks, his wife took to Instagram Saturday night and implicated him in sports gambling, not just sports gambling, implicated him in gambling, forfeiting, throwing, however you want to say it, games where he was involved with the San Jose Sharks over his career. He came back and vehemently denied it, said it never happened, said he would never do it, et cetera, which you expect him to toe that company line, right? The last thing you're going to do is go, yeah, you got me. But we also don't know if this is just a bitter divorce going on where people could be vindictive and will say some nasty things that may not be even true. So we don't know. They're going to do an investigation. I expect the NHL to have their investigation complete by the end of September, or by the beginning or early September, when NHL players go back to camp, which NHL or NBA, would you please pump the brakes on coming back? Would one of you play into July like you did this year? Because I don't know about anyone else, but I will say this. This has been my favorite sports calendar that I have ever lived through my entire life. Started off terrible with the masks and everything, but I'm talking about from the actual sports calendar of it. We got the Super Bowl into February. So you only had a few down weeks of nothingness. But college basketball was getting ramped up. So those of us who watch college basketball, we start ramping up for that. Then you get into March with March Madness, and of course you have spring training. Then we finished March and we had April. April, beginning of baseball, and then of course you had the Masters back. You had May, which was the end of basketball and hockey. And then, of course, you had the PGA Championship. You had the playoffs start in the middle of May and last all the way through July. In the middle of that, you had 3 more, or 2 more if you don't count the PGA World Grand Slams in golf. And then you finish it off. You finish off July. We have now the Olympics, which has just been incredible to have this to fill as we bleed into August. And now football's here. This has been the best sports calendar. I really hope that we see either the NBA or NHL, I really don't care which one, go into July and let the other one go first. Because it was an incredible sports year, and we'll leave it at that. All right. Kumar Rocker of Vanderbilt did not sign with the Mets, which means he'll go back into the draft pool next year, and it's up in the air what he's going to do, but there's a lot of speculation that he is not going to go back to Vanderbilt, although I would contest that he should, because with the likeness and whatnot, he can make some money if he needs Tommy John surgery, and that is the speculations that he might need some kind of surgery to rehab. We'll see what he does. We'll keep you updated on that. But the Mets, what does that mean for them? 2022, they get the 11th pick in the draft as compensation because Rocker didn't sign. A lot of Mets fans are going nuts, saying, why the hell did we draft him? Exactly, et cetera, et cetera. I get that, but at the same token, they thought they might be able to get a kid with elite talent at the number 10 pick. What ran people away from him was one very obvious thing, and that was they or other teams that passed on him felt like he was going to sign, that he wanted to get up to $6 million was reported. And so because of that, people were gun shy. And then they did the physical, and they found out, I think Steve Cohen and the Mets were planning on giving him the money, did the physical, and they said, we're not going to give you that kind of money. If you want to sign with us, you need to sign much less because we're not going to get a return for a hot minute. He said no. They said to hell with you, and there we have it. Nick Chubb signs a 3-year, $36 million extension. It's actually 36.6 with 20 guaranteed. So that's a big deal for you Brownies fans as they lock up the, I don't remember his exact draft pick, but he was a lower draft pick in 2018, and they have now locked him up for the foreseeable future. And you got to figure, you take a guy in 2018, I'm going to guess he was around 20, and you roll him through 2025, he's going to be 27, 28 years old, somewhere in that area. We'll say 27. He'll be able to get one more big payout. And if it doesn't work out, you're not on the hook, and you say goodbye and you part ways, and a 27-year-old running back sometimes wears down. So I think it's a great move by both sides. If he stays healthy, he can surely make one more big bump in his career. And if not, then it is what it is. Oklahoma and Texas over the weekend, if you missed this, they accept the invitations to the Southeastern Conference. So we'll keep you updated on that and what that means. And there's a lot of COVID positives coming in as we're hitting training camp. I wouldn't bug out about it. They're almost all asymptomatic or very, very light symptoms, excuse me. And I just wouldn't worry about it if I'm an NFL fan. They'll get through this. Most of them are getting vaccinated. I think more will continue to get vaccinated as they see that the ones with the vax are having the very little symptoms. So there you have that in the world of sports. I do believe we're on the backside of it all. So hopefully this won't ruin anything going into the fall as we are getting revved up. I think a lot of people are excited to get back in the stadiums, back in the football stadiums. And it is time to get ready for football, because if you've I'm sure a lot of people have been asleep at the wheel at this Thursday, the National Football League is back. It's the Cowboys and the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. Can't wait for that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Take me out to the ball game. Take yourself out to the ball game. It's kind of a light slate in Major League Baseball. We'll get into the standings tomorrow as we're out of time. We'll see you.
Take me out to the ball